Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dieter Weiss of in4ma and Eric Miskell of EMSNOW. We're reporting here live from the booth of EMS Scout at the Electronica in Munich. Today we welcome Rainer Koppitz, the CEO of Katek Group. Welcome, Rainer.
Okay, good morning again, and Eric, Dieter, thanks for the invitation.
Thank you.
Rainer, we hear a lot of exciting news about your company. You just released the quarterly results. In addition, you announced a new acquisition in the United States. Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, despite all the problems, the crisis, etc., multiple crises, we had a fantastic Q3 in terms of volume. So volumes increased by 37%. Over the total year, the first 3 quarters, it's 23% growth, which is fantastic. So, and that's almost all organic growth this time, because the only acquisition we did so far in 22 was a beautiful Sigma Point in Canada, the future Katek Canada, this is only adding a few weeks of revenues for the third quarter. But I mean, the most important thing is that we now also acquired a company in the US. At least we did the signing, and now we are waiting for the ITAR approval. Yeah. And this beautiful company, Nextech, which is based in Alabama, in the Huntsville area. I mean, I hope we will have the closing end of this year or the latest in quarter 1. Yeah. And this will be a very, very nice combination. Sigma Point, Katek Canada is very focused on high tech, larger series. Yeah. Like with GE Healthcare, for instance, but very complex. And the Nextech, they are working with aerospace defense companies like SpaceX, like Boeing. They are doing more prototyping, small batch. They are very technology focused, very technology driven. And the combination of both of them will really help us to also attack the Northern American market. Strategic entry point will be Nextech, doing prototyping during the fall, small series, and then they pass it over to Canada. I mean, once the series are becoming bigger.
Yeah. So, and this continues your speedboat philosophy, right? It's just adding another speedboat to your fleet, so to speak, right?
Absolutely, 100%. So we decided to continue the successful approach of the speedboat fleet, meaning that, of course, we need to do, let me say, some, kind of changes in the overall organization. We can talk about this later. But basically, we stay with the speedboat approach, meaning that we have now 2 speedboats on the North American continent.
Yeah. Right? But these two are kind of working in collaboration, too, because of that, one being the entry point, the other one being more the series.
Absolutely. So we will not integrate then into one larger entity, firing one CEO, appointing the other to head. That's not the way we are doing it. There will be a close collaboration, and they will work together very closely.
Very good.
So, any plans about your existing speedboats in regards to tuning them up to make them even faster?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, we are now at a critical point with this year more than 600 million euros. The latest guidance was 635. And yesterday, many of the financial analysts at the Munich Capital Markets Conference, they were challenging me a lot and saying, I mean, you're sandbagging. I mean, there will be more. We are sure if you just do the math, and, maybe they're right, but the guidance is the guidance. But I mean, if you come to a certain size, you really have to rethink on how you run the universe. Meaning that, I mean, you have to decide whether either you continue with the approach, but then you need to create more, let me say, focused entities. So not everybody is doing everything. Or you decide to do a full integration and, I mean, create more a created universe with 7, levels of hierarchy, a lot of vice presidents, and I mean, what you normally, need. And we decided consciously to go the first way. So meaning that we kind of, build what we call strings, meaning that, I mean, some companies will be responsible for certain industries. For instance, Leipzig will be responsible for automotive charging technology. So we will also combine Düsseldorf with Leipzig in the future so that we have one very strong automotive string. Then there will be a string around healthcare and solar renewables, which will be Memmingen and Bulgaria, and so on. So that's the new way, because I mean the most important thing in our industry is kind of a, let me say, kind of a structure by customer industries. Because I mean everything follows the industries. I mean, like the technologies, the processes, the certifications you need, the sales approach you need, etc., etc. So this we call the production network strategy, and this is about to be realized within the next 2 to 3 quarters.
Okay.
Now you put a boat into the water last year as well in Malaysia.
Yeah.
So how is that going?
Yeah, that's going very well, because this boat in Malaysia has 2 kind of aims. The first one is to work very closely together with engineering departments of European customers, which are close to them in Malaysia. So this will create some kind of momentum of new products for Germany, but also for Malaysia. But then secondly, we have a bunch of European customers, especially in the medical area, asking us whether we can do, in Malaysia for them, the manufacturing as well. And that was the main reason to say, we need some speed, so we don't buy something in Malaysia, but we build this from scratch, and now they are ready for operation.
Hey, at the corporate level, excuse me, I like the speedboat structure, but at the corporate level, you've made some changes too, right? Talk about that. You've added some diversity. You've upgraded a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did basically 2 major changes. The first change is, as you may know, we in the past we haven't had a chief sales officer. So we decided to have a director for business development, so global for all the new customers. But we left the responsibility for, let me say, the continuous improvement of the existing customer base, for instance, within the entities. We are now coming into a stage where, I mean, we have all the value chain elements in place. So cross-selling and upselling, in the existing customer base is becoming more and more important. So to create strategic account plans for each and every customer, and then systematically develop the customer so that they, kind of buy all the elements of the value chain at Katek. So we decided to give this a strong strategic emphasis, and that's why we appoint Klaus-Peter Bader 1st of January as a chief sales officer. So Gole Wahl will stay as our business development director under the leadership of Klaus-Peter. And Klaus-Peter, I mean, he has a fantastic track record, boosting the former Staker Group to growth and profitability. So he's a kind of a role model for all of us with regards to profitable growth. And the second one, I can short this. The second one is that we asked Petra Becker to assume the position of Chief Transformation Officer, which is basically to lead all the margin improvement programs which we have in place across country, which is about inventory reduction, which is about price increases, strategic price increases, which is about, all other margin protection things that we, have in place. She did this beautifully in Leipzig as an interims manager at this point of time. And now we, asked her to step up and do the same for the entire group. And we already started.
Good.
So regarding this full year 2022, you have a clear forecast, I assume. Has it been changing due to the integration of the Sigma point now, or was it already planned in?
Yeah, the only thing what we changed, we increased I think it was in summer, we increased our volume guidance to 615. And the only thing which we changed right now is that we said, we have to take into consideration that there will happen some kind of consolidation of Sigma point volumes in the last quarter. So we said this could add a max of 20 million additional. So that's 635. And we stayed with our forecast with regards to the operational results.
Okay. Very good.
Well, thank you very much, Rainer. Yeah. I think the audience will continue to closely watch your performance, because not only due to the fact that you're on the stock market, but as well due to the fact that you are aggressively growing, and there's only a few people who have those speedboats on track. And we wish you all the success with it.
Thank you very much.
We thank you very much for your update, and for the audience, stay tuned.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks for the invitation. Bye.
Thank you.